Hi, my name is Debra R. Richardson of Debra R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes, and pay the right vendor. Now, this vendor master file tip of the week, I am very excited for. It's why now is the best time to get that bank account ownership validation approved. And some of you out there were not able to get the ability to validate that the bank account you're paying is actually owned by your vendor. You weren't able to get that approved. It just wasn't in the budget. Now might be a great time. And why? Because July of 2023, the Federal Reserve is launching the Fed Now instant payment services. So I will put a link to where I got this first image from, which is the Fed Now's website. I will also put a link to the video on their YouTube channel that has a high level, I think it's 4 minutes long, that explains how the service works. But the bottom line is that your vendors will be paid even faster, which means you need to make sure that you are validating that their bank account information is their bank account information and not a fraudster's. And you need to do that beforehand because it's going to get even harder to get that money back. So it needs to be done in advance, and you can do that with bank account ownership validation as long as you have a hit. That's another uh, video or podcast episode. But vendors are getting paid faster, so it should be easier for you now to go to your leadership and request bank account ownership validation if your company will take part in paying vendors via instant payments. The other thing that I recommend if your company will be paying these instant payments to vendors is to make sure that you not only try to get that bank account ownership validation approved, that service approved, but also look at your entire process from end to end and make sure you plug up any gaps that could let in that fraud. I do have a free webinar, and I will put a link to it as well as the other two links for Fed Now that I talked about in the description. So make sure you check all of those out. All right, so if you would like more information on how to improve your vendor processes, please go to my website at debrarrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and bad vendor data. If you would like over 149 hours of training for your vendor team, check out the Vendor Process Training Center at training.debrarrichardson.com. So good luck, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.